How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. I made my last video on 10 of the best rookies this season. If you haven't had the chance to check it out, just click on the link above. With the NBA regular season almost over, many sophomores have continued to make progress. With that said, here are 10 of the best sophomores in the 2018-19 NBA season. Number 10, Monte Morris, who is a huge steal for the Nuggets, drafted 51st overall. The 6'3" point guard is instant offense coming off the bench, averages over 10 points in just 24 minutes of action, will be on the team's rotation going forward. Looking ahead into the playoffs, he's the reason why former MVP candidate Isaiah Thomas barely gets any playing time. Most guys drafted near his spot would be in the G League. A lot of them don't even end up playing a single game in the NBA, but Morris's effort and high assist to turnover ratio allows the Nuggets bench to flourish. Always makes the right decisions, shooting almost 50% from the field as a point guard. His development will continue to lead to many W's for the Nuggets going forward. Number 9, Bojan Bogdanovic, who's not a typical second-year player. One of the most underrated sixth men, the Serbian native averages 14 points, provides instant offense, spreads the floor, can light it up from anywhere on the court, even operates as a primary playmaker with the second unit. Although he's only shooting 41% from the field, but not afraid of the moment. Drained a cold-blooded game winner over the Lakers in December. His game can translate to any NBA team. Bogdanovic was actually drafted 27th overall in the 2014 draft. Didn't come to the league until last season. That's why he's already more established than most sophomores. Already 26 years old, a very important role player who can step up when needed. Number 8, Jarrett Allen, who's becoming one of the bright young centers in the league. Making improvements from last season, he's a lot more comfortable scoring in the paint, does all the simple things to help his team win. Averaging over 11 and 8 is a very good sign. Still 20 years old, the kid is fearless protecting the paint, not afraid of getting dunked on. Allen always puts his body on the line, earning a reputation of blocking multiple superstars like LeBron James, Giannis, Blake Griffin, and many more. He just goes straight up and challenges anything that comes near his way. Number 7, Jayson Tatum, who hasn't made a big leap many of us were expecting, dealing with his sophomore slumps, shooting just 41% in March and an abysmal 19% from 3. He's had plenty of ups and downs. According to the ESPN poll, 18 league coaches and executives ranked him third amongst all sophomores on who they would build their team around. Averaging around 16 points, over 6 rebounds on the season, he's still likely a top 3 pick if you redo the 2017 draft. Still early to tell whether he will be more than just a great scorer with superstar potential. Having all the tools and skills to polish his overall offensive skills, he hasn't been that assertive this season, which will have to change going forward. That's why he's not very high on this list as of yet. Number 6, Kyle Kuzma, who's easily been the second best player on the Lakers this season. Kuz has been the only healthy important Laker all year, playing the power forward position, averages over 18.5 points. The 23-year-old is older than most second-year players. Already fully grown, although his three-point shooting's down, his percentages finishing around the rims right at 65%, had a 41-point effort on January 9th against the Pistons, reached 30-plus points 7 times on the season. He's pretty much the only young Laker to not get heavily criticized for his performance. Kuzma's as competitive as any young player there is, constantly puts in the work. Instead of looking forward to next season, he's treating these last couple games as a way to improve his overall skills, especially his playmaking. If he continues to work on his three-point shot, he can certainly become a future All-Star. Number 5, Lauri Markkanen, who's been heavily slept on after missing the first couple months, has quietly put up averages of 18.7 points, 9 rebounds, making nearly 2.5 threes a game, will miss the rest of the season. Reached double figures in scoring every game since January 12th, was absolutely sensational in the March of February, putting up averages of 26 points, 12.2 rebounds, going 5-5 overall during those games. Most people remember the Bulls from their early struggles during the season when Markkanen wasn't playing, but they're easily a way better team when the 7-foot power forward's on the floor. Wouldn't surprise me if he averages 22 and 10 next season and make the All-Star team. Number 4, John Collins, who's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Because rookie Trae Young gets all the attention in Atlanta, him and Trae are bound to be the next dynamic duo in the league. At 6'10", Collins can jump out the gym, averages close to 20 points, 10 rebounds. In only his second season, on 56% shooting, drafted 19 overall, Collins is certainly one of the steals of the 2017 draft. Outside the lottery, uses his speed and quickness to get open opportunities at the rim, moves excellent without the ball, just lob it up. Collins will just abuse the rim and jump over guys. very advanced for his age. He's also capable of stretching the floor, shooting over 35% from deep, which would make him unstoppable. Has 2 more seasons on his rookie deal, but will likely get an extension next season if he continues to flourish. Not to mention, Collins has better numbers than Porzingis did in his second season, but doesn't come close to getting as much attention, but should get plenty of attention next season when he averages over 20 and 10. Number 3, De'Aaron Fox. Proving why he's capable of becoming a franchise player, he'll be the face of the Kings franchise and is a huge reason why Sacramento is somewhat relevant again for the first time in 13 years. Although his team won't make the playoffs, they were projected to be one of the worst teams in the league, winning less than 28 games, but will finish around 500 as the 9th seed in the West, putting up 17.5 points, over 7 assists, arguably the fastest player in the league, knows how to use his speed on the open floor, very poised and mature, went from an underachieving rookie season of 11.6 points to low-key one of the most improved players. As humble a player there is, it won't surprise me one bit if Fox ends up being the best player in the 2017 draft class 15 years down the line. Making a giant leap, his trainer Chris Gaston strongly believes he'll be averaging between 23 to 25 points a game next season. Excellent on both ends of the floor, always gets back on defense after making a basket. The 21-year-old's already making all his teammates better, and most importantly, they're all having fun playing together, unlike the Lakers. Number 2, Ben Simmons, who's the only sophomore to become an all-star this season, and rightfully so. The reigning Rookie of the Year is putting up slightly better numbers this season, with averages of over 17 points, 9 rebounds, and almost 8 assists. Has transcendent talent with all the physical tools as an all-time great, but hasn't made any significant improvement compared to last season. It's incredible he can almost drop 20 points, shooting nearly 57% from the field, and has no jump shot. There are many people who still believe Simmons is the second coming of LeBron James, already putting up triple-double caliber numbers on the daily basis. He still can't shoot and was exposed against the Celtics in the playoffs last season. Had a pathetic 1-point effort in Game 2. He's played 72 games this season, only attempted 4 3-pointers. If he wants to develop faster, it won't hurt to jack up more threes, drawing meaningless blowout games, but still refuses to take open shots with nobody guarding him. Against the elite teams in a close game, Simmons can't afford to pass up so many open opportunities. Boston can use the same game plan against him and still win because of his weaknesses. Philly has the most stacked starting 5 in the East, but they'll only go as far as Ben Simmons' jump shot will take them. Almost 90% of his shots have come within 10 feet of the basket, and in today's game, the three's valued more highly than ever. He's not going to magically learn how to shoot overnight, and if he does get a jump shot, he can easily become a top 5 player in the game. Even with his incredible size and high basketball IQ, he often gets caught up in midair or stuck in the paint with nowhere to go, travels a lot, or leads to a bad pass. We'll have to work on those flaws. Number 1, Donovan Mitchell. On the ESPN poll, 18 league coaches and executives around the league rank Simmons ahead of Mitchell on who they rather build their teams around, with 9 first place votes compared to Mitchell's 5. For sure, Simmons has more upside if he puts his game together, but right now, at this very moment, if I can depend on one guy in a 7-game series to take over a game, I'm going with D-Mitch over Simmons. Despite having some early sophomore slumps, the Spider has turned it up a notch, averaging close to 27 points in his last 35 games. It seemed like Utah was going to miss the postseason, but easily clinch. It's more valuable to his team right now than Simmons is to the Sixers. Despite having a weaker supporting cast than Simmons, I won't be surprised if Mitchell's Jazz lasts longer than Philly this postseason, only because of Ben's inability to shoot will cost his team in the second round. The 22-year-old Mitchell out of Louisville already has proven he can take over in the postseason when added with Russell Westbrook, and has the ability to drop 40 single-handedly, carrying his team offensively some nights. I didn't mention Lonzo Ball since he's been hurt a lot his first 2 seasons, will miss a total of 65 games. That's why I didn't include him on this list. Dennis Smith Jr. has been extremely disappointing, doesn't make anybody better, and puts up empty stats, while many people probably already have forgotten Josh Jackson. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love all of you. See you next time.